Anyway guys, I'm back, the Loot Masters here, and let's just say I got a few builds in store for you for the good old hunter. Be sure to go out and check all the rest of the videos on this channel and give them a like, and yeah, you know the rest. Let's get on with this video, shall we? Roll the footage. Anyway, this good old hunter build involves a few things. It involves the Bombardiers, and there's a few versions of this. The one I'm using is one without the extra advantage that you can have thanks to Void Battery from the good old seasonal artifact. Basically, at the last level of the seasonal artifact, there's a perk called Void Battery. If you dodge, you get an overshield when this is equipped. So, remember Arc Battery? It's pretty much that, but it's void. So combine that with the fact that when you dodge, you can go invisible with the way of the Trapper, and Bombardiers, which lay an explosive when you dodge, you got yourself a pretty nasty thing. Combine it with, like, let's say a Chaperone for more aggressive playstyle and a decent hand cannon like Jack Queen King 3. And yeah, you're an aggressive shotgun powerhouse that has a get out of jail free card in the form of the Bombardiers. The only thing is that it's not always gonna work because the bomb has some delay. Some people can still see you even though you're, quote unquote cloaked. And, well, let's just say you're invisible, but you're not invincible. So if an accidental grenade goes off or you get hit by a string bullet, you're still gonna take damage. But one thing is for sure, you can outplay people. Sure, I wasn't able to outplay the super there, but there was a few times where I kinda did. And mostly like Striker Titans and whatnot, mostly because they keep blinding, charging anybody that's near them. Just have some teammates as bait over there and, well, just plant your bombs and you should be well. The next build, the next thing, including with the Bombardiers, is, I'd say, the explosive version of it. Where basically you go with the good old 6-shot gunslinger. Because one, you have your trip mine, which has a pretty good explosive damage, and then you have your explosive trip mine knife, which also does a decent amount of damage, especially if you actually hit the people with it. And then you have your Bombardiers, which do even more explosive damage. So you can pretty much stack or alternate these anytime you want. You can swap out the trip mine grenade for something like an incendiary grenade if you want. Because that's maybe a little bit easier to use. And I'd say the more explosive version of the class, I'd say, is a little bit harder because, you don't have that safety net with the invisibility and the void battery, but you can still just survive some pretty weird situations and probably even get some kills even after they're dead. Anyway, next build here comes to the courtesy of the Arc Strider, mostly because, well, we all know the build with the good old Liar's Handshake. But the thing is, there's a little bit of a twist. You can, instead of using the top tree, which is very good to use, like, it's kind of built for Liar's Handshake, you could say, but you can also use the middle tree because the melee ability is a ranged melee ability. You can slide up to somebody, and if they're like 15 meters away, you can go ahead and use that ability, hit them if they're on the ground still at least, and if it does hit them, you can go ahead and get a shotgun shot on them, kill them and clean them up that way, go over to your next opponent and one-shot him if you still have cross counteract. So this thing, there's gonna need a few things that need to go right for this to work, but honestly, nobody really expects a hunter with Liar's Handshakes with the ranged melee ability. And a few other things as well is that you can run like a fusion rifle or SMG and whatnot in order to spray somebody down and whatnot, but I go with the shotgun, especially since I recently got a decent, good old Mindbender's Ambition, which is a good shotgun to go for. Another one would be Last Man Standing. And another small thing is you can go with a hand cannon, but I kind of opt for a sidearm on this one. Also because they're coming back in the meta now since they have a better target acquisition, aka aim assist. So, pretty clutch. Stuff like the sidearm from the Sundial, this one that I'm using right here, which is a 2-round burst, or the Anonymous Autumn from the Crucible is also pretty good. And overall, many sidearms they kind of throw away, like Drain is crispy good, especially the broke version. And yeah, overall, sidearms are coming back, and you better be prepared for them. Get yourself some. And another build you could say is using Mechanier's Trick Sleeves. Anyway, I'll see you guys